And here it is. It finally made it. A 2025 Kawasaki Ninja 1100 SX ABS. This is going to be a real world ride and review. Stay with me. You don't want to miss it. The first thing we'll do is get this thing started up. It does have that beautiful TFT screen that will do both colors. It'll do the black background, the white background. We're in road mode. You do have a lane indicator right there. Your average speed. All this stuff is your odometer, your trip. It does have ABS. That light will go off as we get started here. There it went. Man, huge shout out, huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki. Their information is always in the description below each video. We've got 10 or 11 of these 25 models already done. The first thing I can tell you is it is super smooth and it is super comfortable. And I'm not a real big, I definitely couldn't ride a unicycle, but this thing feels really, really balanced. The motor is super, super smooth. I tell you what, we're going to pull over real quick. We just put it in neutral. It does have a quick shifter. We're going to put it in neutral. This does have the windshield that goes up. There we go. Put that in the up position, or it can come down. I'm going to put it up. Here we go. Man, the first thing I could tell you also is that putting it in gear, there's no clunking. It's and I've heard they've refined the quick shifter on this, so once we get out on the road, we will check that out. And it happens at a lower RPM. You leave a comment if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That TFT also does turn-by-turn directions. You will have to put the Kawasaki Rideology app on your phone and connect it to your display or to your motorcycle. This bike awesome, man. This thing makes 100 and I believe it's 136 horsepower. Man, it is just so smooth. And like I say, I rode one last year, the 1000cc, and I was so impressed. It's probably one of the smoothest bikes I've ever rode. My mirror on this left side for my camera, I had to adjust it where I couldn't see out of it, but I can see out of this one. It is just super smooth, super balanced. This bike weighs 471 pounds is the curb weight. It does have a 5-gallon fuel tank. It does have the remote preload adjuster on the back. And I'll show that to you here in just a second when I get off. Man, it's got a 32-inch seat height. I am a 30-inch. That's a good-looking truck. Or not a truck, Jeep. It does have a 32.3-inch seat height. But I can tell you, man, it almost feels like it's lower than that. I'm almost flat-footed. I've got a 30-inch inseam. So, and the big thing about this bike, what I really like about it is cruise control, and I don't think last year's had it. I can't remember, but I did ride it. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I tell you what, this thing went up 50 cc's. It's 1,099 cc's. And I've heard that it actually makes 4 less horsepower, and I think that's on the very top, but it makes more horsepower and torque in the middle. And I want to say that's totally true. That's what it feels like. It's got a snappy mid-range to it. I'm in 4th gear. Oh yeah, I tell you what, this bike for $13,699, I believe is an absolute value for what you get. It does have a 5-gallon gas tank. I would imagine this thing, and somebody can correct me in the comments, I would imagine that this thing probably gets 35-40 miles a gallon at minimum. I'm going to jump off of it up here and show you some things that I really think, well, first of all, it's so smooth. It is just so smooth. It's got a 10.5 red line on it. We're going to check that cruise out here in just a second. Man, that neutral is super, super easy to find, and most Kawasaki's are. Let's put this kickstand down. There we go. We'll jump off. I want to show you some stuff that maybe you didn't know. It's got a 190/50, which you can look at that sidewall. Bridgestone S23 on the back. It's got a 120/70 on the front. S23 Bridgestone Hypersport battle axes. Super sticky tire, like a racetrack level tire. Everything on this is LED. Let's turn that on. So here's your button to go. You can flash to pass with it. Let's see if you can see that, and I'm hitting that button. You can flash to pass or move it forward and lock it in the high beam position. Give you a quick look at the headlights. This is basically a Ninja in a comfortable style, like the 1000 Ninja. It makes less horsepower, of course, than the full-on sport bike. It's got 300mm rotors in the front, and also too, I've done my research on this, those calipers, they say, between this and the upgraded model with the Brembos on it and the steel braided brake lines, it's so close you really can't tell. But let me show you something that really, to me, this is what makes this bike so smooth. And I don't know if you had this, you can leave a comment. It's got weights on the bottom of the pegs to knock down vibration. It has a twin spar aluminum frame, just like their ZX10. It does have your oil sight glass in the side there where you can stand it up. But look at this bike, man. Everything on it's LED. It's got a smoked LED brake light. Let's make sure we get that in there. That's super cool. Look at that. Look at that. Kind of reminds me of Batman, but LED blinkers. We'll turn the flashers on there. Everything's LED. And that huge tire, that 190/50/17 Bridgestone Battle Axe S23. There's your rear reservoir where you can adjust your preload. If you were going to have somebody ride on the back with you or whatever, the bike has a 56-inch wheelbase from axle to axle. It's 82 inches long. With the windshield up, that's at 48 inches with the windshield up, and it goes down. That would be 44 inches. It is also 31 inches wide. But look at that bike. Can you imagine walking out of your garage every day? It's got handles back here if you had a passenger riding with you. Extra large seat for them. Also, too, it has a USB charging spot on it. Right here, that's from the factory. Let's get out there and check this cruise out. Here we go. Let's get back on it. Turn those flashers off, Ray. I tell you what, cruise And you could add heated grips to this. They do sell them as a factory Kawasaki part in the parts catalog for $400. My bike has heated grips, which I don't know why. Really, I ride in, if it gets lower than about 45 degrees out, I can't even say 45, I'd be lying. How low will you go on the temperature when you ride? Leave a comment in the comment section. Man, this thing is so smooth. We'll hit that button there. Total time, your oil temperature, your water temperature, your battery voltage, mile per gallon. It's only been on the road for 2 miles, so it's still calculating. Let's try that cruise out. Here's your cruise right here. You can turn it on. We'll push that in. There's your cruise. It indicates your cruise is turned on. All you have to do is set it. Let's go here. Man, I tell you what, huge thank you to everybody that watches the channel. Turn those high beams off. We'll hit it here. It's just like in your car. Set it. There it is. And that's what's so nice about cruise, especially if the bike is more uncomfortable. You see that? It's set. You can hit the button up here and progress 1 mile an hour at a time. We'll touch it once. 48. If you want to go slower, you're fixing to come up to a 45 zone and you're scared of the police, you can move it down. We'll move that down to 45. There we go. Man, $13,699 for this 2025 model bike. We'll turn that cruise off. Oh man. Oh yeah, I think you can definitely tell the mid-range on there. Man, I tell you what, you could take this bike to the track, especially with the rotors and the brakes it's got on it. I'd already told you it's got 300mm rotors in the front. Let's check out the balance on this. Man, I'm telling you, I'm going to let you see in the glass what it looks like, how I'm almost straight up. Hope y'all can see that. Beautiful bike. I'm going to go in this parking lot and keep my feet on the pegs. It just seems like it is super balanced. I'm using the back brake there. Oh yeah. Man. And I'm no expert, believe me. I make the same mistakes as everybody else. I put my pants on just like everybody else. 10,005 rev limiter. Let's take it back to the dealership. We're going to give it a pretty good goose here. So hang on to your hat. Hang on to your hat. Here we go. Oh yeah, that front wheel was coming up. This does have a 6-axis IMU. It's a Bosch IMU, and I've heard that they enhanced it for this year. Man, this bike will go right here. This is a super fun bike. I'm going to tell you, I own a bike that's 205 horsepower before I flashed it. That's too much horsepower. It really is. This is all you need. You could flash this, and I've got a Brentune discount link in the video. But you could flash this probably and get, especially if you change the pipe, and probably get 150, 155 out of it pretty easy. Let's give it another go here. Can't get real crazy because, oh yeah. This thing's got the snap right here. I'll tell you what, they said they added torque to the mid-range, moved the power band around a little bit on this. I totally believe it. Let's get straightened out here. So you're just cruising here, 30 mile an hour. We're gonna pop that, it is fly-by-wire, so it's all electronic. The throttle here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It'll pull that front wheel off the ground, no problem. Man, huge thank you to everybody that watches the channel. Give this a like if you liked it. We better take this back to the dealership. I keep saying I want another bike. Man, I tell you what, my wife would totally go for this. Because I could have bought 2 of these for what I paid for my bike. I paid like 27 grand for it. 30,000 out the door. That was absolutely insane. Probably one of the dumbest moves I've ever made. But the wheels on this are supposed to be lightened from last year. It does have a 6-axis IMU, so all your corner sensitive braking, everything, throttle, it's all corner sensitive. So if you're leaning over and you hit the brakes, it's going to proportion it just right. Let's give this thing another go. Oh yeah. Woo! I don't know if y'all can hear that. You probably can't in the video, but this thing is sucking a massive amount of air. You could probably change them. Oh yeah. Man, what a bike. What a bike. Chug, Les, Brandon, everybody that always comments on the videos. This is definitely the ride to church bike. Les, Chug's fixing to get him a new Hayabusa. We've got a bunch of videos coming. Plano Kawasaki has Suzuki, Moto Guzzi, Aprilia, Piaggio. They've got all this stuff. Side by sides, 4-wheelers. They are the biggest dealer in the country as far as volume. So man, they've always got this stuff and they get it first. We'll put this thing in neutral. Look in that, see that high beam? Straighten up a little bit more. Oh yeah, put this in neutral. Man, thank y'all so much for riding. God bless. Leave a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. We got 25 Aprilias coming out. A lot of good stuff coming. Thanks for riding with me, and we'll catch you on the next one.